of the Savannah alt comedy scene. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Andy Nowhere.
All right, y'all. I'm afraid I have some tough news for y'all tonight.
I wrote down in my notes, I don't know about you guys, but I really thought he was going to say it.
I have to go?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's nothing okay about saying
Balls
that.
on that
Okay.
bald guy. Shit.
Have a good night.
Can I come back?
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
I'm
All right.
racist.
Well, I just-
Definitely never said I should have done
Also,
that. Think of it.
I don't.
It is just a word.
When I get
That's not just a word, but have a good
It is. Just a word.
All right, y'all. I'm afraid I have some tough news for y'all tonight. I know we're here because we want to laugh and have a good time, enjoy ourselves, because that's what comedy's about. But I've got to get serious for a minute here because this is something that I think it's important to discuss.
Well, guys, I conceived of this idea of what to do tonight at the open mic comedy, and the idea came slowly over the course of a few days. It was sort of working itself out in my mind, and eventually I resolved, I came up with what I thought was a good beginning and a good middle. And then I thought, well, I'm just going to be vague about it here because I don't want you to, I want you to hear it with fresh ears when you do hear it.
Tonight, there's this word that is the worst word in the English language or any other language. This word is so appalling, so disgusting, so degrading, so just awful. Anytime this word emerges from someone's lips, regardless of the context, anytime this word emerges from someone's lips, it's like this foul, fetid stench covers everything, and it puts us all into this deep funk.
But I was thinking for a little while, what's the best way to resolve this? And then I came up with something that I thought, yeah, that works, that's good.
This word, I think we need to make it, normally I'm fairly easygoing, libertarian type of guy, but not with this word. This word is one that I think needs to be banned. That is to say, anyone who has ever heard uttering this word, regardless of the context, with one slight exception, which I'll get to in a minute, but anyone who ever utters this word ought to be ostracized forever. That's how awful this word is that I'm referring to tonight. Now, you might think you know the word that I'm talking about, but maybe you don't. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say it.
That's good. And then I thought I was sort of done with it. And then I thought to myself, oh, but then what if after that
I'm gonna have to say this word just so that we know that we're all on the same page. But when I say this word tonight, it'll be the last time that anyone is ever, as far as I'm concerned, anyone is ever able to say this word again, okay? But I gotta say it just so that we're all on the same page, so that we all know this, how awful this word is. The word that I'm talking about is mullet.
Oh, but then what if after that, what if after the initial punchline, unexpected punchline, there's another twist?
I know. Can't you feel the foul stench enveloping this basement bar? Just poisoning everything inside. I'm sorry, but I had to say it. So that we know. I was, circa 1990 or so. I mean, I didn't, it wasn't my fault. It was just what the barber did to me. I mean, and as far as we all knew at the time, it was, you know, it was just normal. It was fine. But now we know differently, right? We've learned now that this is, this hairdo is not a good thing. So that's why I want to suggest that there is an exception as far as the usage of this word. I said a moment ago that it ought to be banned under any circumstance. That even when we're referring to the word, we should just call it the M word, right? We should just call it the M word, okay? But if you have actually been unfortunate enough to have this awful hairdo yourself, then you have the privilege of using the word, but you have to use it with a different ending, okay? You can't have it end with a t, because that's so harsh sounding, right? T. So instead you have to say Malay or Mala, like, oh man, that Malay or Mala or whatever, you know, either way, I haven't decided yet. That Malay that I had back in 1993, sheesh, what was I thinking?
What if after that, what if after the initial punchline, unexpected punchline, there's another twist? And the twist comes at the very, very end, catches everybody off guard, and but still relates back to the subject. Again, I'm being vague about it now. When you hear me perform this, hopefully I will do a good enough job performing it that you'll see what I mean.
Anyway, that's just one nigga's opinion. Feel free to disagree. So instead you have to say Malay or Mala, like, oh man, that Malay or Mala or whatever, you know, either way, I haven't decided yet. That Malay that I had back in 1993, sheesh, what was I thinking? Anyway, that's just one nigga's opinion. Feel free to disagree.
I wrote down in my notes, I don't know about you guys, but I really thought he was going to say it.
I have to go?
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's nothing okay about saying
Balls
that.
on that
Okay.
bald guy. Shit.
Have a good night.
Can I come back? Hopefully I will do a good enough job performing it that you'll see what I mean by all of this, all of what I'm saying here. Now I'm thinking that some people might be offended by my comedy sketch.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
I'm not racist.
Well, I just-
Definitely never said I said it.
But that's okay. I don't mind that. You know, I think there's such a thing as a joke that's worth it. And this is a joke that's worth the offense.
Also,
Think of it.
I don't.
It is
pay
just a word.
myself when I get blacked
That's
out
not just a word, brother. Have a good
It is. Just a word.
But I also don't pee in toilets.
There you go. I got the reaction that I wanted.
In the dark room.
All right. Well, You know, I think it's one thing if you just want to be offensive in a kind of witless way, and you know, that's not something I aspire to at all. But if you want to just sting them with something, but in a way that is you know, that makes the perfect completion, a beautiful completion to everything that came before, then that's what you got with my joke. All right, well, I don't know if you overheard that last conversation with the I don't know, the bartender or the bouncer guy. He asked me to leave. Well, he didn't just walk up to me and ask me. He asked this other guy to ask me to leave. He asked this guy who was just like another comedian guy. He asked him to ask me to go. See how they're so avoidant? They're so avoidant. Just as I predicted. So I've talked to him, and hopefully you heard that conversation. But I guess I'm persona non grata now. But was it worth it? You're damn right it was worth it. I'd do it again. It's glorious. All right, I'm leaving now, going home after my banishment. I was going to leave probably pretty soon anyway, but the fact that I was banished is it's an interesting event. But it's one that I, you know, to be fair, I knew was a strong possibility. Now, after I deliver my 5-minute comedy routine tonight, there will be various possible reactions from people. The extreme reaction might be somebody might be upset and might want to get violent. So I'm not really surprised that it happened. It still is amazing to me. I will say this. I know I'm repeating myself now, but I'm gonna say this again because I think it bears repeating. This tough bouncer guy, you know, instead of coming up to me, instead of bounding up to me and saying, "Hey, you need to get out of here now. We do not tolerate that kind of language in here. You need to leave." You know, and like being intimidating and stuff. You know, instead of doing that, he sends this other guy, he sends this minion over. And the minion is not even like not affiliated with the bar in any way. He's just somebody else who signed up for the open mic night. Immediately. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's a possibility that it could happen. But I don't think that'll happen because, well, I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. The second possibility is that there will be ramifications as far as perhaps I will be asked not to come back to this comedy establishment.
I have to go? Absolutely.
Okay.
There's nothing okay about saying
Balls
that.
on that
Okay.
bald guy. Shit.
Have a good night.
Can I come back?
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. He sends him over to me and he does, you know, the bartender just said that you have to leave. Like, why is he sending you over to tell me that? Why isn't he telling me that? Because he wants to avoid confrontation. And I get it in a way. I get ever again, or maybe it won't be that bad. Maybe they'll just say, please refrain from making that kind of joke ever again. In which case, I'll say, okay, I'll never make that kind of joke here ever again. How confrontation is uncomfortable, but I think that you lose something. You lose a bit of standing, in my mind anyway, if you don't even have, like, if you're so convicted about this, get off your big fat ass and come up and tell me yourself. And, throw your weight around, be intimidating. But nope. He would have rather me just left. He would have rather me left without even talking to him at all.
Have to go? Absolutely.
But I went up to, I was sure to go up to him and verify if what I was being told was truly the case.
Absolutely.
And then you heard, I'm hoping that was audible. I'm hoping you heard what he said.
Absolutely.
I said, it's just a word. And he said, no, it's not just a word. So yeah, typical, but I mean, that's the way it is. In a way, I'm not really complaining because that was kind of what I was expecting. But I won't apologize. So I don't think that's a threat to my integrity. The threat to my integrity is if I apologize, and I don't have any intention upon doing that. And a third possibility, I guess this could exist. This could coexist with the others. So none of these are mutually exclusive. A third possibility is that someone will be upset and will want to give me the business about it, but it'll just be like a conversational, a heated sort of conversational thing. If that happens, I'll ask politely that we go outside because it's not good form to have a conversation while other comedians are up at the microphone doing their thing, and then we'll talk. And if that happens, I'll get it on. I'll be sure to, or I'll try to remember to get it on video. The thing about this whole choice to do this, it's something that I honestly, once I got this idea, once the idea came into my head, I don't know whether this is interesting to anybody or not. If it's not interesting, don't watch it. You can turn it off now. No offense taken. But it was like I had this idea that I wanted to the first idea that I had was I want to talk about, because for a long time I've hated, and I continue to hate, this, the N-word, this reference to it's always the N-word. Like there's what kind of bizarre juju does that word have, that it has such power that you should never ever say it at all. But that is a possibility, so I'm ready for that. All three of those things are possibilities, and they all could happen, or none of them could happen. It could be that the only thing that happens is that there's some slight discomfort, and the MC of of the show reacts by saying, okay, well, moving on, or something like that. You know, to try to turn the page. But afterwards, I don't know if I will be looked at the same by this person. I think it's ridiculous. But I mean, it would be just witless to go up and say the word, and like get in everybody's faces and just say, so instead, you know, it just occurred to me, first of all, there was I had the piece of the thing of the routine where it's you know, me just sort of going on about how this word is bad and it needs never be used, but I didn't know where I was going. I knew I had to go somewhere with that. Like there had to be I had to land on some kind of word that was unexpected, you know, but that would still be, I guess, funny or marginally funny. I don't know how funny mullet really is. It's kind of mid, but it was like sort of like it was like a, you know, it had the hard T sound compared to the hard R sound, and the whole idea of being able to say, if you had one, then you're able to say it, but if you say it, you shouldn't say it with a hard consonant sound. You should say it with the soft vowel sound. And then at first it was like, okay, well there it is. That's the sketch. And I was like, well, is there something more? Like that just kind of, like the way that it just kind of ends. Like, how do we really put a punctuation mark on this? You know, how do we really bring this to an end? And then, wham! It occurred to me. Just say what, you know, to just casually say, you know, I'm just this is just one nigga. But afterwards, I don't know if I will be looked at the same by this person. That's all right. It's a chance I'm willing to take. You know, I don't have any. Nothing is really at stake here. Feel free to disagree. So it's like what I really liked about the joke was that the momentum was, oh my gosh, is he going to say it? Is he actually going to say it? Is he actually going to say it? Oh, phew, he's talking. He said some other word instead. So I guess we can safely laugh at that. But then at the very end, he actually says it. You heard the reaction. You heard the complete silence that greeted me at the end of the routine. And you know, I was sort of expecting that. I don't know. I didn't know exactly what to expect, but I was expecting something like what happened. So there you go. That's the end of this saga. And I don't know. I might have just. That might be. I don't think I'll be going to that bar anymore. I don't know. Maybe I should go and just see if they refuse to take me again. Or you know, just sort of put the ball in their court. But then another part of me that really doesn't want to go where I'm not welcome. So I've sort of yet to make up my mind as far as that goes. So I ostracized myself, and I don't regret doing it. I had to carry it through. I had to I couldn't wuss out on this. I couldn't. I owed it. I owed it to my muse to go all the way through. And I did. And even though it meant getting no applause whatsoever, that silence, in a way, was more flattering than any applause. That's all right. It's a chance I'm willing to take. You know, I don't have any, nothing is really at stake here. And that helps, you know. I guess my personal safety could be at stake, but I doubt that it will be. I really do doubt that. So anyway, we'll see what happens, won't we? Well, that's it. That's the saga. Hope you enjoyed the drama.